Ian?
Oh, you're bringing us in.
Ian?
Dave.
I'm Dave.
I'm Ian. This is the TeamClearCoat podcast.
It is. This is an automotive podcast. Ian, what kind of stuff do we talk about on our automotive podcast?
We talk about cars and things that are not cars.
Right.
But mostly cars.
Right, exactly.
Sometimes.
We're coming at you faster. We've got all the
We're actually
internet bits.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got the fast internet today.
Yeah. Guess who got gig service today?
To get the piping hot content
Yep.
out of the fire hose.
That's right.
To both of you that are watching. And we're going to do something different today.
We are?
We're going to
What?
actually talk about cars at the beginning of the show.
Okay. All right.
We're going to lead right off with something.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So right now, CES is going on.
Oh, yeah. The Consumer Electronics Show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which has slowly morphed into a car show over the last few years.
It has. Yeah, it has.
And accordingly, there's a lot of press releases coming out. All
Yeah.
These things. And I just I was baffled today because I just kept seeing all these press releases. Like one of the ones that caught my eye was that Ford announced it was going to be working with Postmates, which is a food delivery app company
or thing delivery thing.
Right.
Yeah.
They were going to be working with Postmates on a pilot program to use self-driving cars to bring you shit.
Ford is going to do this?
Ford is doing this with Postmates.
Okay.
Right. Here's the thing about all these press releases.
Yeah.
They're entirely academic at this point.
Right.
Nobody has a self-driving vehicle,
period.
Fully self-driving vehicle on the road today. There is no like infrastructure to support such a thing,
right,
or regulatory laws to support such a thing, or technology, frankly, to support such a thing today. It doesn't exist.
Right.
But all of these companies are partnering with each other
to
be like, well, we're going to bring you your pizza autonomously.
Right.
Like that.
At some point in
Which
the
means
future.
now, because it's going to be better when you have to walk from your house to the curb to get your pizza. That's better. That's a better solution than the delivery driver.
Well, that means you'd get mugged instead of the delivery driver getting mugged.
I guess.
So, yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
That's a good point. There's going to be a whole whole wave of crimes of people getting mugged because they're in their slippers and boxer briefs and don't want to.
That's why Postmates is going to change their slogan to "It's on you now, bitch."
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well. Yeah, okay, all right. I just want to say that these are not alone in their offer. Like, Ford is not alone in doing this. Like,
it was just the one that caught my eye.
Right,
like,
right.
well, these are all just bullshit.
Right. It to me, unless you are getting to this point, it seems like it's basically the equivalent of a land grab. Like in Denver. And I work in healthcare, so I have a little bit more of an eye for something like this. But urgent cares and freestanding EDs are popping up everywhere. Right? Like they are like the check cashing places of the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And so like and they are honestly pure land grabs.
Yeah.
Like there are very few of those that actually are turning profits, but they're getting people into the health system and blah blah blah. But they're popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? So like Ford is staking a pin in Postmates. And so like all of these automotive companies that don't have any autonomous technology are just saying, well, we're going to partner with Grubhub. We're going to partner with Postmates. Yeah.
I think that is close, but I think it's even more vapid than that because at least those people that you're talking about with the urgent care cleaners, they're actually building something.
Right.
And are providing a service to consumers.
Right. Should you choose to solicit it.
Yeah. A few things with these partnerships. Even if they came to fruition tomorrow with all of the benefits and everything else that they're talking about, none of the benefit is for consumers. It is for the companies to save money so they don't have to employ humans.
Yes.
That is it for all of these delivery partnership things.
Yeah.
That is all of the benefit.
Right.
None of the cost savings are going to be passed to you. You're going to have to go outside when it's cold out and go get the pizza out of the car.
Right.
That's a fact. The other thing is that it's a land grab for the news cycle.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Is
yeah.
what it is. Because there's no guarantee that any of these companies, any of these startups are going to be around.
That was going to be my next point, was the longevity of these startup companies, unless you're staking a claim in somebody like Amazon.
Right.
You know?
And then there's the whole thing, the next iteration of that thinking, like if you keep going down that road, it's like, okay, so now we're at self-driving cars.
Okay.
Right? Now we're there. We're at self-driving cars.
Okay.
And they're everywhere and they're widely available.
Uh-huh.
Do the implications of that put any of these delivery businesses out of business already?
Right.
Or change the way that we get things or do things or whatever?
Right.
Like, none of that is being considered either.
Yeah.
So this is just like, mutual masturbation to grab the news cycle is all this is.
Right.
And it's asinine. And so I have written in FMK cars.
I just imagine like an autonomous vehicle pulling up to my house with the Friendster logo on it. And just going like, the fuck is this? I guess I had an account.
Yeah.
20 years ago. And they're like, bleep, bloop, get in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. FMK Cars is a game that Ian and I play on this show. It is based on the classic game Fuck, Marry, Kill. But instead of playing it with people, we play it with cars.
Because we're nice.
We are. Ian?
Most of the time.
F
Dave's
in this
nice.
scenario. F in this scenario means?
You drive it for one day.
You hit it and quit it.
Correct.
M means you marry it.
It is your new daily driver, warts and all.
That's right. K means you kill it.
No further explanation needed.
That's right.
Okay.
Crusher.
So this one is called...
Oh, boy. All right. Buckle up, Internet.
Hypothetically, we could work together, I guess, using a product I have no idea how to produce. And even if I did, I have no idea what the implications of this technology will be, so this entire exercise might be even more pointless than it seems on the surface. You, Dave, in this scenario, you are the QA officer.
Oh, no.
For these new autonomous car product partnerships.
I can't assure any quality.
You are going to be doing ride-alongs. You're going to be with your notebook.
Oh,
in your khakis and everything else in the passenger seat.
Short sleeve dress shirt.
Short sleeve, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Perfect. Maybe some transitions lenses.
Yes.
Glasses.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
The QA officer is the coolest person in every company.
The most well-liked.
They are the most important person there, probably. But
right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's like we're in IT
uh-huh.
and nobody who talks to us is happy about it.
Right.
Like nobody calls up and says, "Hey, the internet's going well today."
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
Right.
We only talk to irritated people.
Uh-huh.
QA officers are the same way.
Exactly. Yeah, we're the ED doctors of computers.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So the first one.
Uh-huh.
Toyota announced in a very somber event today that it will be partnering with the SPCA for a very exciting project.
Okay.
That's right. In the near future, a Toyota Prius will drive itself to you, and inside will be adoptable pets from which you will choose.
Okay.
Also in the car will be the actual Sarah McLachlan singing that super sad song from the commercial over and over.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So you get to ride around with puppies at least.
And kittens, yeah.
And kittens and puppies.
Okay.
And
maybe an iguana
maybe some
every now and then.
sad old dogs.
Yeah.
Maybe like a snake that'll eat all the other pets. You never know.
I always love like the really old pugs on the pug rescue website. It's like, oh, do you got 20 minutes and $700? Just go ahead and help this one have the best last bit of its life.
Exactly.
Yeah. But they're so cute. Okay.
Right. So this is the Toyota SPCA partnership.
Okay. All right. Let me write this down. Toy SPCA. Okay.
Yep.
And Sarah McLachlan.
And Sarah McLachlan. And a Prius, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Lamborghini announced today that it will partner with Paul Mitchell to deliver and apply hair gel.
Okay.
That's right. If your smartphone detects that your hair is not gelled to the standards of a team of out-of-work Italian test drivers, a Lamborghini Aventador SV will be dispatched, and copious amounts of hair gel will be squirted upon you by the windshield washer jets.
Okay, so I will be auditing people undergoing this treatment.
Yeah, the safety of the car.
Yeah.
And, the navigation and the speed at which it gets to a place. And also whether their hair is appropriately greasy looking to meet the standards of a team of out-of-work Italian test drivers.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I was-
Lambo hair gel is
I was
written
I
down.
was pretty proud of that one.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Okay.
But not anywhere near as good as this one. Subaru is very excited to unveil its new partnership with industry disrupting company V2. For a small subscription fee, a heavily modified WRX will, without a driver, ignore speed limits in your neighborhood, perform a handbrake turn in front of your house, and deliver to you a top-of-the-line Series 3X dry herb vape pen kit.
Okay. All right.
This one is a really natural partnership, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's already happened. We just don't know it.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so I get to be the baby non-driver in a Subaru WRX. See what I did there? Boom.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. So you have to pick. You're gonna crush one of these cars. You're gonna ride along in one of these cars for a day, and then it's gonna be your full-time job.
Yeah.
One of these other ones.
Oh,
so just to
man.
go over it again: Toyota SPCA,
Uh-huh.
Lamborghini and Paul Mitchell with the hair gel,
Okay.
and Subaru with the WRX
Uh-huh.
and the vape pens.
I think Subaru is just eventually going to offer a WRX trimline that's just called Vape Bros.
Well, they'll have like a USB because they all have USB chargers, and there'll be like a circle in front of it, so you just like click your
put
USB.
the pin into
Like
it.
some car companies are now doing like the wireless charging points.
Yes,
For the
yes.
iPhones, that's gonna be the equivalent.
I like
Keep
that.
in mind too, with the Lamborghini, you have another layer of bureaucracy that you have to deal with. You have those out-of-work Italian test drivers.
Right,
that
right,
are- you have to answer to.
right,
So
right,
you're going to have a whole. These other ones, you're basically
right.
the QA department.
Oh man. Okay. So,
Oh God.
is this a no-kill Toyota Prius?
I don't know if SPCA is no kill or not.
Rolling animal shelter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I could not deal with like having puppies in there that like no one is adopting.
Or like you end the day and there's always one sad old dog in there.
and it's not there in the morning.
Yeah.
Ian.
Yeah.
Oh.
Additional duties as assigned include
Yeah.
removing dead dog carcasses
You know, okay, so I'm going to do the Prius and the SPCA for a day.
for a day
I will.
and
I will.
snuggle some pups.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I will. But dealing with the reality of the pet population.
Also, that means you're going to listen to 8 hours of that Sarah McLachlan song sung live.
I'm going to work a double. Yeah. Yeah. What would you do for a day? Do the entire day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The entire,
Yeah.
the whole day.
Yeah. Who wants 2 a.m. puppy adoptions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah. And then, oh man, do I get thrilled in the WRX or do I have to be yelled at in Italian in the Lamborghini? I fix my product in my own hair here. Jeez. I think I'm going to marry the Aventador. I think it would
that's the
just
right
be
choice.
so berserker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I could not deal with dispensing vape pens for a life. Yeah. I could not do that. Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right.
What would you do, Ian?
I think I would do the exact same thing.
Okay, you do the Prius for a day?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I want a web series.
Just lots of Visine because
Yeah.
this would be bad.
Yeah, I would be pretty. Yeah, I'm somewhat allergic to cats. Yeah,
Yeah.
but thankfully that allergy has subsided quite a bit. But yeah. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know, Ian.
I think you
Yeah.
you chose correctly. I think
Yeah.
that's the right choice.
Yeah, I want more puppies, but I don't want more puppies.
I didn't mean to
Yeah.
introduce a existential crisis over here. This was just supposed to be something making fun of press releases that are
Yeah.
nonsense.
No, you're exactly right because they are out of control. Yeah. Yeah. But that is perfectly on #brand for those offerings. I like that.
Indeed.
Well done, Ian. Well done.
Thank you,
Ian,
Dave.
let's talk about stuff. Apparently, rumor has it, you have a garage update.
I do have a garage update.
I love how you just suck in air every time I say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a happy one.
Well, are any of them?
I mean, sometimes they are.
Okay.
Well, happy news.
Okay.
You notice I drove the Volkswagen today.
Yeah. So it's running.
I got the battery.
Oh, you put a new battery in it?
We got the
You
new,
inflicted a new battery into that thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I sentenced a new battery to life in my car.
Yeah.
And then and I got new tires.
Oh, you did? Okay, you get some winners?
Got some winners.
What'd you get?
I went back with the Hancooks again because I had such good luck with them.
Sure.
Last time I went with a little less performance, a little more snow grip this time.
Yeah.
The Icept series, which I really, really liked last time. So we'll see how those work. And all is well in Volkswagen land as of right now.
Don't jinx it, but okay. All right.
Well,
just nightly you have to just like snap a couple fuses.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do it in sacrifice.
Yeah.
Light a couple fuses on fire.
Right. Yeah.
But so today we were emailing back and forth about an idea that we have for a video on my other car, on my Saab Turbo X. And I think we have a good concept and everything else, and we're gonna really try to do this. Of course, that means that it is now broken.
Ian, what happened?
While I was doing that and emailing back and forth with you, my wife was out with my son, and a check engine light came on and it stalled.
No.
Yeah. So I have this light on, and it's this weird code P0089.
Okay.
And it's like stuck suction valve. Is what the message is.
Okay.
I've researched it. Obviously, you go on the forums or whatever else, and you research it.
Right.
And everybody seems to think that it's maybe a fuel pump or something like that. Here's the thing. I have had this car for about 4 years now.
Right.
Every time it gets cold out, I'll get that code.
Okay.
I'll clear it. Everything, no performance is affected at all. It runs fine. It goes away. Maybe it'll come back once more that winter.
Okay.
This winter, it came on, and it's kind of come on a lot more often.
Which is weird because this is an atypical warm winter for us so far.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, maybe because other people are saying that it was around the time that their fuel pump went or something else.
Okay.
That
like it was a canary in a coal mine kind of thing?
Or maybe it had something to do with the switch to the winter blend of gas, that maybe the car just wasn't happy with it for whatever reason, because it was like every time at the beginning of the winter I would get it for like a couple of weeks and then it would go away.
Okay.
And it would be always like right after I filled up.
Okay.
So it's either that or it's like some emissions thing, or it's an evaporative thing or something. I don't know.
I know with some of those self-checks, fuel level changing for the positive is like there are cycles that will kick off like cron jobs every like fifth fill up to run a test,
right?
For a check engine light, or every fill up, you know, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it could be something related to that. But now recently it's started idling rough until I clear the code, and then it's fine.
What?
Yeah. So it'll start it up. If the check engine light comes on, it'll idle rough. And then I'll clear the code. This is the last couple of days it's been doing this.
Yeah.
And then I clear it, and then it runs great. Then it's fine.
Weird.
It's so weird. So it's like it thinks there's something wrong, and so it's like retarding timing or something in order to prevent something bad from happening, because it thinks something is wrong. So that makes me think maybe there's a sensor bad or something like that.
Right.
So it's getting taken in. But it's been getting worse.
Okay.
So it's going in tomorrow.
Buddy, I'm sorry. I hope the folks at Mile High can figure it out.
I'm gonna take it someplace new.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna take it to a different place so they can, because I'm gonna have them look at the X-wheel drive stuff.
Okay.
Too,
yeah.
Mile High hasn't been able to figure that out. But yeah. So we're gonna try a new shop.
Okay.
We'll see.
Godspeed.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was not easy finding another shop in Denver
that would be willing to take it.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm going to try a place down in Parker.
Okay. Okay. Right on, man.
So that's my garage update.
Oh, buddy.
I jinxed it because we were talking about doing something fun with it. So of course it decided to break.
Right. Yep. Thanks, Sweden.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. I have nothing for that, Ian. Nothing for that.
Yeah.
Much like you sentenced a battery to your Saab, you are now sentencing
My Volkswagen.
Yeah, yes, your Volkswagen. Thank you. You sentenced a battery to your Volkswagen. You are now sentencing a mechanic to your Saab.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just drop it off. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
Right. Just bring a box of donuts for the shop.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys never say no to that kind of stuff.
That's true. That is a good idea.
Yeah.
I should do that.
Yeah, a box of donuts when you drop it off and 6-pack of beer when you pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bike mechanic code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should do that.
Yeah.
Because it really is like I'm making your day work. I know I'm paying you, but it's probably not enough.
Right. right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. In other news, Ian, other talkabouts, this is the first of our new segment, Ian.
Oh, we have a new segment.
Hashtag hash brown, hash back, hash down, throw down, callbacks. Ian.
I think we broke Dave. What was that?
Hashtag hash brown, hashbacks. Ian, this is for the...
I have not been briefed on any of this.
The hashtag that we started last week, second degree burn. Okay?
Right. Yes.
This is our hashtag hashback. All right?
Okay.
So we got an email from my good buddy Mark, who he said that he also drove, like you, a giant ass Yukon.
Oh.
Let me pull up his email, but I think his parents might have had one, or his wife's parents. But he said that was not deserving enough. It was not bad enough to get a second degree burn. And for anybody who didn't listen to that show, first of all, we don't blame you. Second of all, the hashtag second degree burn was birthed out of my mother's Chrysler Sebring convertible. So it's the worst car in your immediate family, right? One degree away from you. So second degree burns. Let's see here. So, let's see here.
So what year Yukon was it?
2003.
Oh yeah,
2003.
Those were decidedly less great.
Yeah. Let's see here.
They have come a long way since then, I will say.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Shoot, I can't find the damn email. Okay.
Welcome to Dave Goes Through His Emails.
Exactly, right?
Can we take down the Turbo X?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So I don't have to look at it.
Oh, buddy. Okay, 2009. No, 2003. And so he said that he's thankful that he didn't have to break it in an emergency. And that it's his parents that has it. It's the Yukon, not the XL. But he said, like you said, it's the perfect car for a subscription.
Mm-hmm.
But his second degree burn is that his parents have this car because they tow a camper trailer.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So their previous tow car was a 1990s Jeep Cherokee. And he said that was so awful that it's certainly the second degree burn. It was so squirrely on the highway that it was tough to keep it in a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
And he also had a friend that had that had one as well, and it was awful. You know, it was equally bad. So it wasn't just a one-off. And he said he has a friend that had a hand-me-down Cherokee. He likes to talk and look at you while he's talking when he's driving. So he would always make these abrupt steering adjustments, and which was amplified by the poor handling. And then as he was talking to Mark realized his passenger door wasn't closed all the way.
Oh my God.
So thankfully Mark is still amongst the living and managed to survive that. So we're very thankful for that, Mark.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, so that's second degree burn. And then we had our buddy Adam from 10 Tenths.
Yeah, one of the guys from 10 Tenths. I'm not sure who. I'm guessing it was Adam, but I'm not sure. From the old Twitter account, from the 10 Tenths Twitter account.
Yeah.
Said, it appears my hashtag second degree burn just solved itself. My mother-in-law hit a deer with her 2012 Equinox.
Yeah.
And he said, totaled good riddance. And so I quoted his tweet and I said, "Sounds like you just signed yourself up for car shopping with your mother-in-law.
Right?
Thank you for volunteering." It's like when you at work and you identify a problem, you're like, "Well, welcome to your new job description."
Right. Guess who gets to fix it?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is the I believe in a lot of like the MBA courses and stuff like that, like executive training and everything.
Yes.
That is taught as whoever smelt it does it.
You're exactly right. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah. And that's also the explanation for like when something like critically breaks and everything's on fire and it's like, how long has this been down? And they figure out how long it's been down and it's like, it's been down for 3 weeks and no one said anything and everyone's just silent.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Chevy Equinox. Yeah. Yeah. Good riddance. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope everybody was okay, first of all, with the deer strike because that is nothing to mess around with.
It's true. Yeah.
And
those are nasty.
Yeah. Yeah. But the Equinox is nastier. All right. Ian, what else we got on talk about?
I like to think that the deer was like, I'm going to help this person out. I'm going to take one for the team.
The deer had terminal cancer and it knew about it.
Yeah.
And,
Exactly.
and it was like, well, if I'm going to go.
I better do some good on the way out.
Uh-huh. Right.
I'm taking you with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
See you in hell, Equinox.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, deer motivations.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. What else we got in the talk about, Ian? Should we talk about how I tapped out of the leading automotive show?
Yes, I think we should. I think we should. And that's gonna spiral to a whole other discussion that we've kind of talked about a little bit offline, but like we really haven't delved into it. So I'm curious to see where this is gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so I was watching the Grand Tour. For anybody that follows us on Twitter, they probably saw this. I was watching the Grand Tour Season 2, on paper, something like this should be my favorite car show, your favorite car show, everybody's favorite car show. Mm-hmm. And I just really, in Episode 2, the way that Jeremy Clarkson was speaking, like, just was over the line for me. I couldn't take it anymore. So he kept referring to Hammond's car, the car that Hammond picked, which, do you remember what that was? I can't remember, but he kept referring to it as a lady's electric razor. And right. And he was using the word vagina as like a slanderous term for
like a pejorative.
Yeah, thank you. A pejorative term for James May.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tired of shit like that, man. I'm over it. The automotive enthusiast community has enough bad shit going on with it that we don't need like someone who could ostensibly be named the leader of automotive enthusiasm globally, right? Using this kind of language. We as automotive enthusiasts have a big enough problem with people that portray too much misogyny, racism, homophobia, everything. And like all of these little things, whether you want to call them microaggressions or not, they're all part of a larger picture. And I can't handle it. I'm just completely tapping out of the show. I don't want to see it anymore. And it's that isn't the island that I need it to be.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm screaming, get your politics out of my cars, right? Because if you could sit down and have a conversation about how using a pejorative term to describe something is okay, or talking about that it's actually happening or something like that, then that's fine. I will operate with you on that intellectual level, right? I'm all in. Let's do it. Like, that's why we have this goddamn show, Ian.
Yeah.
But like, this should be my favorite car show, and I'm really disappointed. I more than likely I've just like had a large blind eye to it, for so long, and I know I have, right?
Right.
And I think a lot of people still do, and like that's where the whole stupid woke term comes from, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't I don't want to hear that anymore. I don't want other people to hear like that the word vagina is an insult because half of the population has them.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, it's just, I'm done. I'm done. Yeah. Yeah.
So I completely get what you're saying, and I will say that, I've been watching a lot of old Top Gear lately because, I'm not
that's something
showing
you keep on the player. Yeah, like you play a lot of that. Yeah.
Right. Well, and the other thing is like it's something that Nico and I watched
Right.
together.
Right. And I'm sorry, I interrupted you. You said you're not showing.
I'm not showing him. I did watch a few episodes of season 1 Grand Tour with him.
Right. Because he's 3.5, so he's at the age where you're going to want to watch some questionable stuff first to see how it's going to pan out.
And I haven't shown him any of season 2 yet.
Okay.
For the reasons that you're talking about.
Okay.
And I feel like it has been a long time with Clarkson in particular, but all three of them really saying things like that on Top Gear and stuff like that. But I think it was less on BBC because they were on the BBC.
Right.
That was probably part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think the other part of it is that they're just getting older and grumpier, and so their place in the world is becoming it's more obvious that they're out of place in 2018 than it was in 2008.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
So I think all of those things are part of it. All of that said, so when I've been thinking about this, because I've been thinking about this a lot since you tweeted about it the other week.
Yeah.
And I have started referring to this in my head as the Clarkson problem.
Yep, definitely.
Because here's the thing. Your criticism about his language and some of the things that they do on the show, like there's an episode more recently that's even more problematic in these sorts of ways. They are a problem because and it is a legitimate issue because we're now at the point where car culture is endangered, really. And it is going to be a dying hobby if we don't find a way to get more people involved with it.
You're exactly right.
And if we just lop off whole groups of people because it's more fun to make jokes at their expense, then it's going to die.
Right.
It just will. That's the fact of it.
Yep. And it deserves to do so if it can't extract that from its own culture.
But the only reason it's as big as it is today is because of Jeremy Clarkson.
Right.
That is without question.
You're exactly right.
He got essentially, 1 or 2 generations of people to think about cars differently.
Yes.
And to think about cars as entertainment.
Right.
He paved the way for all sorts of other entertainment that is less problematic. And he is a very, very good writer.
He is.
To the point where now a lot of automotive journalism, for good or bad, it kind of writes in his voice.
Right. Yeah.
I'm guilty of it too, of like throwing in his crazy metaphors and analogies. Sometimes they get really gratuitous. That's Clarkson. That is his influence.
Right.
So it's this weird thing where we wouldn't have the car culture we have today without his influence.
Right.
But at some point, and I'm not sure it's quite there yet, he's hurting more than he's helping.
Right.
And I don't know where that tipping point is. You've already reached it.
I have, yeah.
I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah, more than likely that tipping point is a gradient for everybody.
Yes.
Right? So like everything else, it's probably going to be a bell curve. Right? Where people that have a higher sensitivity to something like this or a lower tolerance or it just simply doesn't register or they don't even acknowledge that there's a problem with it. Like all of that stuff is filtered, all those people carry through and outliers are initially like tapping out, which they already have, right? Far before me, right?
Right.
And so then it'll probably reach a sweeping, point where a lot of people, as it builds steam, start to tap out of that. And you brought up a lot of really good points, and I really like the way that you credit where credit is due, right? Because he is a hardworking individual who's put cars on people's radars. How many people have you talked to that said, I don't like cars, but I love Top Gear?
Yeah, I mean,
right?
my wife is that way.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
she knows as much as she does about cars and tolerates my love of cars more because of Top Gear.
Right.
And I know lots of people who have gotten into cars solely because of that show's influence.
Right. Right. So the thing that is the thing that I am the most upset about is that it's not like he's just some racist or homophobic or misogynist idiot in YouTube comments, right?
Right.
He is Jeremy Clarkson. He is a brilliant, creative individual, and he is so much better than that language portrays him. Like, he can be so much better. He's not. If you want to find a way to insult James May, he can think of 9 million other ways to do it.
That's a good point.
That are not pejorative terms, using female body parts as pejorative terms.
Yeah.
Like there's so many. He's a brilliant dude. He can do it. Just do it. Right? Like, it's in him. He's a creative, passionate, and hardworking individual.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about it like that.
Yeah. Because it's not like I'm asking him to change like the fundamental message of what he's saying by any means. I love his perspective on cars, the way he talks about the emotional and visceral, and he is certainly the ego when it comes to all of this stuff, right? Balanced out by, James May's id and all of these things, like that all that emotional core and just blatant hammer thrusting that he does when it comes to automotive culture and writing and criticism is brilliant. It's great, and I love it. So many people wouldn't be influenced by it if it was bad.
Right.
Yeah. It's like if there was like I think about it like this, right? Like if Radiohead, right, just on every album they just use the N-word
like once
really quietly once. It's like, fuck, come on, you're Radiohead.
Oh God,
you're Radiohead,
right?
You can do better. It's not like it's some idiot garage band. You can do better. Yeah, I think if you want to bring more people into the automotive community, you need to stop that shit right now.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting an apology. I'm not expecting anything like that. Just quit it. Just make the community more accessible. Because like you said, we are at risk of extinction. We are.
Yeah. And I think there are other aspects of the Clarkson problem too that we've kind of touched around in the past with when it comes to more political stuff, like outright policies sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
With the he calling people eco-mentalists and all of that sort of stuff. And being very resistant to electric cars and any discussion of climate change whatsoever. None of that stuff helps either.
Right.
That's all really unhelpful at some point.
Right.
And even if you think that, gas guzzling cars are more fun,
right,
which I would agree with, they are more fun.
Right.
The way to preserve them is to not knock down any attempts to fix their impact.
You're exactly right.
It goes back to that thing of you want to be seen as a partner, and I think that is another place where it's a tipping point where a lot of people care enough about this hobby and this community to put up a fight for that sort of stuff in a healthy direction, in a partnership direction,
right?
Because of Top Gear,
but
at the same and Top Gear and Jeremy Clarkson, but at some point that is also gonna reach a tipping point where he is again hurting more than he's helping.
Yes.
And I don't know if any of us know how to identify that point or anything else, so we don't really have any good conclusion here. It's just that I think it's something that that we should be aware of, and it's a good avatar. He's a good avatar for these sorts of issues throughout our community.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
The Clarkson problem maps pretty neatly to a lot of different writers and personalities and sub-communities and all of those sorts of and attitudes within car culture.
Yes.
Where, previously things that were hatred of donks.
Yeah.
Things
right.
that people kind of banded together about, and kind of it was a community building thing to kind of poke fun at donks for a long time.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like, well, what are we really doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's easy to see that that's informed by a lot of casual racism.
Right.
I don't know. So that's also a symptom of the Clarkson problem.
Yes. Yes. So I like what you said about his when you were talking about his the thrust against electric cars, hybrid cars, things like that. And there's a right way to do it, and then there is the way that he has done that in the past.
Right.
But every now and then he has done it the right way. There is some stuff that he's done that is super resonant that I think about today, right? There's one test that he did on Top Gear. You'll probably remember this one. Remember when he had a Toyota Prius on the Top Gear test track?
Yeah.
And he was
M3.
He was behind it in an M3.
Yeah.
Right? And so the Prius was gunning it all out on the track.
Yeah, flat out.
And he was poking along in the M3, but
the Prius did 17 miles to the gallon.
Exactly.
The M3 did 19.
Right. Yeah. So emphasizing that, yes, hybrid technology can get you gas mileage, can do all of these things, but it all comes down to how you drive it. Right? When you have these polar opposite cars, right? Like that's a really important point to make for anyone who is casually interested in cars, and actually does some good work in preventing people from bashing hybrid cars without reason. Right?
Yeah.
Like it gives it compartmentalizes the things that you may not like about them. Like, you didn't like the Yukon XL, right, for a daily driver, but for a road trip, crushing highway miles, throw tons of shit
once a year.
Exactly, once a year, you love it, right?
Yeah.
So having this context and this knowledge that goes far beyond the car doors, right? The interior car, it reaches into that landscape, the topology of the car integrated into your life, right? Jeremy Clarkson has made me think about that, and I'm thankful.
Yeah.
Right? But fuck, man, you're exactly right. It's probably going to get to a point, unless he somehow becomes aware of that language turning off viewers and the desire to do things differently.
Yeah, and I do want to also point out that there was I think it was Steph Schrader.
Yeah. Let's talk about
brought
that.
something up, and I'm gonna try to find this in here. But she brought up that yes, he does have that sort of
was that her response to my tweet?
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
It was down to you.
Okay.
That's right. It was your personal account. That's right.
Yeah.
But basically, she pointed out that he has over the years done things that are
promoting of Sabine Schmidt.
Yeah, promoting of Sabine Schmidt is a really good example. He made her like basically a worldwide celebrity.
Yep.
He also this is kind of a smaller incident, but it was the first thing that popped into my mind when you tweeted that was do you remember when Ellen MacArthur who was on Top Gear?
That was one of the best interviews I've ever seen.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the next week.
Yeah.
The week after that is what I want to talk about. So Ellen MacArthur, for anyone who doesn't remember, she is famous for sailing around the world, I think.
She's a record solo.
Yeah, she's a record-setting explorer.
Yeah.
And she's really famous in England. She was on Top Gear and basically like smashed the star in a reasonably priced car thing.
Yeah.
This was several years ago now. But she got got first place on Star and a Reasonably Priced Car.
Yep.
And then the next week, he was telling a story to his next guest, and I don't remember who it was.
Right.
But he was relaying a story about how someone came up to him and said something about a woman being on the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
And he mimed punching the guy.
Okay.
And he went really out of his way to promote Ellen MacArthur.
Right.
And kind of talk up that she was the top of the leaderboard. And I think she finished the season on top of the leaderboard as well.
Yeah, either one or two.
If
for
I'm
sure.
not mistaken.
Yeah.
So
she annihilated that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do have a woman test driver on the Grand Tour now.
Right.
But I don't know. Is it a plus minus game at this point?
I think that what that speaks to is a sliding awareness of things of what's appropriate and what's not. Because I think for a lot of people, like
I think you're exactly right.
Who here listening grew up with relatives that like said the N-word or you know, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of us did, you know, and when we were little kids, like we had to learn that was wrong. Right.
And then your parents would be like, "Oh, they come from a different time."
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah. My adorable late grandmother Roxy. Her name's Roxy. Okay. I heard her use a slang term for Chinese people one time. Like, you know, she's like 85.
Yeah.
And she's like, she made the best cinnamon rolls and pierogies in the world.
Right.
And it's like, oh yeah, like, I mean, that's just from your time. That was acceptable during your time.
Yeah, that's a really, I don't.
know?
But the problem is that Jeremy Clarkson isn't relegated to a time. He is operating.
You're exactly
in today,
right.
28. So that excuse does not work for him.
No, but I think it's you out of the box. You're not aware of everything that you should be from the get-go, and society does not do very much. Society constantly evolves. Thankfully, progress is well, you know, who the fuck knows what's going on in this climate, dollar in the swear jar, right? But progress typically means that we're learning more and more and that we're getting better about figuring out all this stuff that makes us tick and all of the things that we're doing wrong and what we can do better. And the fact that we are trying to do better is the important thing, right? We're not going to fix everything, but we're going to keep fucking trying to do things better.
Yeah.
Right? And all I want is Jeremy to just try to do things a little bit better, because I can see an idiot in YouTube comments not, and that's fine. They're a goddamn idiot, right? But the president of cars, you know, right?
We should demand more from him.
I just want him to do a little bit better, right? You know, yeah. I would really like to have a woman on the show. We need a token female automotive enthusiast to drop by every now and then. And
token's the word you're going to use there?
Ian, we're two guys in a goddamn blanket fort talking about misogyny. We need a real woman to talk to us sometimes. So if anybody listening would like to come talk to us in the blanket fort about all of this that we talk about and help us.
It has been a theme lately, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. But given everything that's happening in the world, like this kind of stuff comes up more and more, because there's other elements of our culture that are not only saying that it's okay to do that, but taking issue with anybody that has outrage to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, the whole fucking snowflake term.
Yeah.
Right?
And I just want to say, to your point about having women on the show, if anyone has wondered why we don't have more women on the show, I would ask you to observe that we really haven't had anyone on the show.
Yeah.
We've only had a handful of guests over the years.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, and some fairly high percentage of them. Probably higher than most car podcasts.
Probably.
Have been women.
Yeah.
So it's not that we can't find women to be on the show,
right?
Or we can't get women to be on the show, or we're not seeking them out,
right?
It's that nobody wants to be on this show.
No. Can we blame him? No. Yeah. Yeah.
Do we want to lighten it back up with some FMK cars or something?
We do. I just want to. the last thing that I want to say about Clarkson is a positive thing. There was an interview that he did with Joanna Lumley, who anybody who liked British television will know her from Absolutely Fabulous. And the interview that she gave, the way that she spoke about cars, had such a delicate, quiet passion to it. You could tell, like, just how much she truly loved cars. Because she just, that interview is one of the best interviews I've ever seen. Yeah, Joanna Lumley being interviewed by Clarkson on the old Top Gear. It was so good, and it just it speaks to all of those intangible factors of cars that when you think about them, you can see her making leaps in her mind that you do when you think about your favorite car. Like when I think about the way Dusty Rusty smelled. Right. You know, like all of those intangible things that you miss when they're gone. You can't quite describe them, but you're so glad to get them back. You know, like the way that she spoke in that interview, fantastic, and I'm very thankful that he did that interview. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway.
Oh, we did have one other. I want one other button on the Clarkson thing.
Okay.
So Matt Farah is
yeah.
If you're looking for someone who has a really strong voice, and a unique voice, Matt Farah, who's most famous for The Smoking Tire and a show called Tuned on Drive, and some other things. He did the car show with Adam Carolla for a while on TV. He is a fantastic writer, and he's starting to do, now that he's doing fewer of the one takes on YouTube.
Yeah. Some of those are great.
But he's starting to kind of transition away from those, and he had an article today in Road and Track.
Oh, awesome.
Which is great. And he's a really good example of someone who has a really strong voice, who does not try to emulate Clarkson.
No.
And if you've ever seen Matt Farah on video, you end up reading it in his voice, which is the mark of a really great writer.
Right.
When you can hear the person in your head as you're reading.
Right.
That is a really strong indicator of a really great writer, and it absolutely happens with him. So I'm happy that he's out there writing. Alex Roy is another one who has a very, very strong voice, sometimes for worse. But for better or for worse, he has an extremely strong voice when he's writing. So there are people out there that are great writers. Jamie Kitman. Ezra Dreyer. All those people are great. So
I love Matt Farah's voice. I love the fact that he from day one was like, when people said get politics out of cars, he said fuck you to them. Right?
Yeah, he's fantastic on Twitter.
Yeah. So he's great.
He's fantastic.
Right?
So anyway, there is hope for us yet.
There is, but that's the thing. There's hope is in us. Hope is in the community. Hope can be brought into the community.
Yeah.
So, I don't want it to go away, Ian. I don't want it to go away.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right.
Ian.
Dave, what's next on our talkabouts? You're the keeper of the list.
Okay, all right.
You got to move us on.
Ian, I am going to give you an FMK Cars.
Okay.
All right, Ian.
Let's do it.
This one, I don't have a title for it. All right. Hard Day's Work, Hard Day's Night, Hard Day's something. I don't know.
What?
Ian, I don't know, but I'm giving you an FMK Cars, and apparently I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, Ian.
It's not that late.
In this one, I'm giving you a job, a schedule, okay, a wage, and a car.
I'm going to need that.
Okay.
A job, a schedule, a wage, and a car.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, man. These are getting out of control.
Okay.
Out of control.
All right. Ian, first
job,
up.
Wage, schedule, car. Okay.
Your job, okay? You are an organ transplant transport.
Transport. Okay.
So somebody dies in a car accident. They're an organ donor. You are taking those kidneys to the hospital for transplants.
I'm into it. Yeah.
Okay?
Great.
You are on call 24/7.
Oh, that's my schedule.
Yep, that's your schedule.
24/7.
You make minimum wage.
On call.
Okay?
Minimum wage.
And people's lives...
Which is $10 an hour in Colorado now.
Good.
Yeah. Continue. Go ahead.
People's lives literally depend on you, Ian.
Okay.
The car,
Uh-huh.
Ariel Atom 3.5R.
Okay.
Okay?
The 3.5R. Which
Okay.
one is the 3.5R?
That is the 4-cylinder turbocharged.
Okay, so it's not the 400, which was the really crazy one. It's not the
V8.
V8.
Yeah.
The 3.5R.
The
Okay.
3.5R. Okay?
All
All right. Second job.
I mean, that sounds
Second. You, Ian,
Mm-hmm.
you're a baker.
Baker.
All right? You work baker's hours, which is essentially like 11 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Right.
Right?
Overnights.
Yeah, you work in the graveyard shift. You got to bake the bread for everybody.
Time to make the donuts.
Exactly. Right?
Yep.
Ian, people's waistlines literally depend on you.
Yeah.
Your car. Oh, you make a little bit more than minimum wage. Okay?
Okay,
Little
so
bit-
we'll say
li-
living wage.
Yeah, proper living wage, right? Your car,
Living wage.
Ian,
Yeah.
is a Mini Cooper with a VTEC swap.
Oh, so a classic.
Yeah, classic Mini Cooper. You can have all
VTEC.
these lights too that I put on the picture.
Ooh.
And if you want, I'll install extra lights for
Can
you.
I have that leather strap on the
You
bonnet?
100%
'Cause that's what you
can.
need. You need
Yep.
the leather strap on the bonnet. This one.
Yeah.
It's right over in there.
Good
Picture.
job pointing, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Lastly,
Time to make the donuts. I don't know what's happening. Let's wrap this up.
Lastly, Ian, networking shit.
Ugh.
Okay?
So the job I have now.
The job you have now.
Networking.
Okay? Shit.
Shit.
People's packets depend on you.
Yeah.
Okay? You work the day shift.
Okay.
All right? No on call.
Oh, I like that. No on call.
Ian, your car,
Yeah.
a Saturn Vue.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I know it's a good FMK cars if I get a for fuck's sake out of you.
I'm guessing I make decent money.
Yeah. Current salary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why does that one have a push bar on it?
Why would you not have a push? It's because that's to prevent the owner from killing themselves by running it into things. They can't.
Why does it have a push bar?
They can't handle.
What are they going to be doing with that?
do you
And
re-
also, did that come with running boards?
Do you remember that like everything had push bars like in the early to mid 2000s? Everything had push bars.
No, that's not stock.
People were putting push bars on everything.
I'm sorry, I'm Googling.
No, Ian.
Saturn
Nope.
View.
Nope.
And I want to know, because I want to know if the running boards. No. I don't think the running boards were stock. Are stock either. Those aren't
What's it-
stock.
Ian, do the FMK cars.
I'm looking at images. None of these motherfucking cars have running boards.
But
you picked the one picture in here that has a
It was
push bar and running boards.
it was the first free use image. But you do remember that everything had push bars.
I do remember that was a
Right?
thing.
That was a
people.
thing.
People
Yes.
did that.
Yes. Okay. If
I'm
you
sorry,
want,
I spiraled there.
if
for
you
a
want a
second.
push bar, you can have a push bar.
And running boards. Why do you need running boards on a Saturn View? It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. Ian, I'll let you.
I'm so confused
I'll
about
let
this
you.
picture.
I'll let you angle grind off the running board yourself. Okay. All right.
All right, yeah, those bolts have seized.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm crushing the Saturn View.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will for a day do the organ transplant
Okay.
at minimum wage.
Okay.
Because that sounds like fun.
Right.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I used to have this teacher in college for the brief time that I was in college. He was a private pilot, and he would do organ transport.
Oh, wow.
And so every now and then he wouldn't show up to class because he had gotten called the night before to fly an organ like from
That's awesome.
Overland Park, Kansas to Nebraska or something like that.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
He was the same teacher also came into class one day with a puppy, a stray puppy that somebody had ditched on the side of the road that he saw on the way to school, and a girl in class adopted it.
Sounds like a real stand-up dude.
Yeah. He was a nice guy.
He's
Yeah.
probably a monster in private. As everybody is.
You're probably
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
All right, so for a day I'm going to do the organ transplant. I'm killing
Okay.
the Saturn View because that's
Okay.
just too horrendous of a car.
Okay.
And that means I'm marrying the Mini Cooper with the lights and the leather strap and a VTEC swap.
Okay, and you're a baker.
And I'm a baker.
Yeah.
The overnight shift, I could acclimate to that pretty quickly, I think.
I think there are graveyard shift people and there are not. I feel like you could pull a graveyard shift.
Yeah. I have before in the past.
Yeah.
Doing
yeah.
networking shit.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people do this. I like to bake bread at home.
Right.
That's
yeah.
what I do.
Yeah.
I'm a cooking enthusiast.
Now, Ian, what do all three of these cars have in common?
They're all three of those cars?
Yeah, all three of these cars have a hidden thing in common. A Saturn Vue, an Ariel Atom 3.5R, and a Mini Cooper with a VTEC swap. What do they all have in common, Ian?
They're 4-cylinder engines?
No, the Saturn Vue was a V6. Specifically the V6 Saturn Vue.
He says afterwards to make me very
Stop flicking that into the microphone.
I'm sorry. So they all have something in common.
Yeah, what do all these cars have in common?
The Ariel Atom.
Listener, if you know this before Ian without Googling, #smarter than Ian.
I mean, it's not the designer.
Nope.
They're not all British.
Correct. They are not all British.
2 of the 3 are.
I'm going to make you look at those running boards again. And the Ariel Atom 3.5R.
3.5R.
Yeah. Ian?
Specifically that one.
Specifically that one.
Does it have to do with the engine?
It does have to do with the engine.
Is it displacement?
Nope.
It can't be. No, because of the 2-liter VTEC.
Right.
It's something to do with the engine.
Yeah. Ian?
Is it overhead cams? I mean, they all have overhead cams.
Well,
they do.
They all have pistons. Yeah. No. I really hope there's someone right now who is like
screaming at me,
stuck in traffic or on the treadmill, screaming. They all have Honda engines. They're all Honda engines. Little known fact.
The Saturn Vue had a Honda engine?
Saturn Vue V6. Saturn used the Honda V6 and bullshit automatic transmission in the Vue. The Accord V6.
I did not know that.
I didn't either until I somehow happened upon it.
That's interesting.
Right? Saturn Vue. When I figured
because there was that General Motors thing with Honda and Isuzu.
Yep.
Because they had the Passport.
Yep.
And the
Axiom? No.
The Axiom.
Yeah.
You're right. I think that's right. And the what was it on the GM side? It was the Blazer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They were all the same car.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Right?
I didn't realize that they shared engines.
Yeah. And that's supposed to be like one of the worst engine transmission combos ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad one.
Yeah.
That's
a terrible car too.
Yeah. So,
very good.
Thanks,
Very good.
buddy.
I like that one.
Thank you.
That was fun. Do we have anything else to talk about, or should I do my next FMK cars?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you pull up my my latest blog post, please?
Oh, sure. Is it on our website?
It is on our website, TeamClearCoat.com.
TeamClearCoat.com.
Yeah. So I was. This is kind of a my eyes, but it spiraled out of control from here.
Just like everything we do.
I fix that font.
Yeah, you got to fix that font. Where's the post?
It's down. These are all pinned, so you'll find it. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
So, I was driving down the road the other day, and I was behind a brand new RX. It was like a 2018 Lexus RX.
Yep.
And it has that floating roof design.
Yes. Yeah. They're doing things with the weird. What do you call the back in a SUV? A D pillar?
A D pillar. So it's either the C or the D pillar, depending on how big the car is.
D pillar. Heyo.
Is blacked out.
Uh-huh.
And so the rest of the roof is body color.
Yep.
And then the pillars are blacked out, or just like that little section, like it is on the RX,
right?
Or like the Maxima's the same.
Yeah,
way.
Maxima, Nissan Rogue,
the i3, the BMW i3 is that way.
Yep. Mini Cooper's been doing that since 2005.
The Honda Odyssey.
Thank you. Yeah.
Everybody's doing this.
Everybody's doing it nowadays. Yeah.
It's like Hansel, so hot right now.
So hot right now.
Yeah. And right next to it, in the lane, so I'm right behind the RX, and then I look over one lane, right next to the RX, is like an early 2000s Toyota Matrix.
Yep.
If you scroll down, I got a better picture.
Okay,
at the bottom there. There you go.
Boom.
Look at that
floating
shit.
Roof.
Look at that shit.
Yep.
Floating roof.
Yep.
And there are others. Like I posted it on Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and some people have like pointed out like, oh, the Oldsmobile Cutlass did that for a few years in the 90s.
Nice.
Of course, the Mini Cooper
does
that. Although that's a little bit different of a thing because
it'll do like a white roof and then black
Right.
pillars and then body color. Yeah.
Right, yeah, because it doesn't have the A pillar body color as well.
And Saab did it backwards in typical fashion, where the C pillar was body color and the A and B were black.
Yep, and there was
which
another.
I love that look. The Kia Soul is the same thing. Sorry, go on.
No, you're right. Yeah, there's a bunch that do it in reverse.
Yeah.
But it was just funny, like the car that you think of only as like that's the same one as the Pontiac Vibe, you know. That's the stat you pull out to impress your non-car enthusiast friends.
Right.
And it turns out it was also very influential design-wise.
Right. Yeah.
Ahead of the game.
So
I just thought that was funny. And that brings me to an FMK cars. Oh wait, you're gonna show.
I was gonna show the last generation Saab 9.5. Yeah,
there's the white one. The white one is
that's exactly it. Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
right.
And I love the way that they did the mirrors half black, half white.
Yeah,
half body color, half black. Yeah,
it's such a good looking car.
I have to own one at some point. It's gonna be.
Please don't do it.
I'm going to. You can't stop it. At some point, I'm going to own a Phaeton.
Oh my God! You're spending all sorts of money.
I will own a Saab 9.5 last generation. These things are going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Anyway, go on. FMK cars, Ian.
FMK cars. This one is called The Roof. The roof is floating. We don't need no body-colored C-pillar. Let the motherfucker float. Cars that had a floating roof before such a thing was cool.
Well done, Ian.
Thank you.
Well done.
I thought I was pretty proud of that.
I like that. Yeah.
This is just straight up. No catch.
Okay.
Just 3 cars.
Okay.
Toyota Matrix.
Okay.
You get the XRS model.
Oh, okay. That was a turbocharged 4 with the manual, I think, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it was turbocharged. I don't think it was.
Okay.
It was just a little bit more.
There's a TRD version.
A little more purr.
Okay.
All right. Next one. 2007 Subaru Legacy Wagon.
Okay.
One of, and I'm going to make a bold statement here, one of only 4 cars that Subaru has produced that is also good looking.
Okay. All right.
I think that's their best looking car.
Okay. All right.
But that had the floating roof.
Okay.
2003 Mini Cooper.
Mini Cooper. Okay.
And you just get a base model Mini Cooper. Base model Legacy Wagon, base model Mini Cooper.
Okay.
You can have a stick if you want.
Okay. All right. Here, let's pick this one over here.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. All right.
Even though it's a Clubman.
Yeah.
And it's an S.
Yeah. But roof. Look at the roof.
Yeah.
Roof. Just look at the roof. I think I'm going to marry the Toyota Matrix.
Yeah.
Because I've always thought those were cool little cars.
They're great cars.
Yeah.
They're great cars. My friend has had one for years.
I think we all know somebody who knows somebody that's had one.
Yeah, who someone who has a Vibe or a Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Right? Certainly, if not second degree, third degree for sure. Right? Then I am going to crush the Subaru.
Really?
Yes, I am.
You don't like that car?
I don't.
Oh.
Because I want to be able to find it in a Colorado parking lot.
Oh, there's that.
Ian?
There is that.
Right? I could vinyl wrap it with my face like this. And still have a hard time finding it. I could have it constantly blare. Dave, this is your car. Dave, this is your car. Warmer, colder.
Oh my God!
Stop looking at the GMC Cyclone you saw in the parking lot, Dave. I'm over here. And then for a day, the Mini Cooper for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, just the straight up OG Mini.
Yeah.
Fun.
OG new Mini.
Yeah. Fun, right?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. I would.
They're gonna. It's gonna be broken all the time.
It is, but that's why I only have it for a day. I would do nothing but turn it hard enough to get that inside rear wheel up off the ground. Yeah. What would you do?
I think I would. Honestly, I think I would crush the Mini.
Okay.
I would marry the Subaru.
Okay.
And I would, for a day, drive the Matrix. Because I've never driven the XRS version. I've always been curious about it.
Yeah.
Although I did drive what was the trim level of the Vibe that, I guess I did drive the XRS version. Because I drove the the top level trim Vibe, the Vibe GT.
Okay.
And I can't remember if it was turbocharged or just like more power.
Yeah,
from the
I
same
don't
engine.
know.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it was a fun little car. It really was.
Won't Google that, but you'll fucking Google Saturn View running boards all day.
Yeah,
Bitch.
that's true. Yeah. I'll Google it later when it doesn't matter. I will.
Okay.
But yeah, I drove the Vibe GT.
Okay.
And that was a really fun little car. So yeah, I would do that.
Nice, man. Nice. I have one more FMK cars for you, and then we can wrap this nonsense up.
Let's do that.
This tomfoolery.
Yeah, this has gone on long enough.
Ian, I don't know if we're ever going to get a proper winter here in Colorado ever again.
I know.
It's been a weird one. It was over 50 degrees today.
I know. And
It's
ice racing got canceled this weekend. I was
Yep.
so excited to do that.
Yep. I was so excited to watch your car fall through the ice. And
I was going to make you drive.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm good on ice, but in my own car, you know. Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, it is.
I love springing things on Dave.
Yeah,
on the
I
show.
like that. But because my Infinity is so bad in the snow, it is a donut machine.
Yeah, it is.
Even with 120 pounds in the back of snow melt. Yeah, it's not good. Not good, Bob. Not good. The car is bad.
Yeah.
So I've thought about picking up a proper winter beater.
Oh.
Right? So this FMK Cars, Dave's possible winter beater.
Oh, I like this idea.
Requirements.
Yes.
I lay them out in front of you.
Okay.
Ian.
Yeah.
All-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive.
Right?
Yep.
Manual transmission.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Already making things difficult. Yep.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Okay. So we're going to be looking at a lot of trucks.
Oh, under $3,000.
Under $3,000. Got it.
Okay? This is the stuff that I've been looking at that I'm thinking. Okay?
We're going diving in Craigslist, folks.
We certainly are. Ian, up.
Are these on Craigslist right now?
A couple of them are. Yes. Ian.
Fantastic.
First up, Subaru. Oh, God, where is it? Subaru Legacy Wagon.
Are you serious? What we were just talking about.
I know.
I hate these cars. I've never been able to find it in the parking lot. I don't like them.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right.
Okay?
Yeah. It's not even the good-looking one.
I like that one better than the one you showed me.
Shut up. Are you serious?
It has better taillights.
It does not.
It does, too. Yeah, it has the taillights that go most of the way across. Yeah.
I'll be sending up, everyone, folks, I'll be setting up a GoFundMe for Dave's inevitable check-in to a mental facility because he's crazy.
Second, all right?
Yeah.
Suzuki SX4.
Yeah.
I love these little cars.
My buddy had one of those.
Did he like it? They're slow as hell.
Yeah. They're not great cars.
No, but look at that headroom. I can certainly fit in it.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Winter beater?
Yeah.
Right?
I guess.
And the other requirement is it has to be fucking reliable.
Well, that's the thing with this, right? Is that how well built like secondhand.
Yeah.
Are you nervous about having a Suzuki? Because is that what is that underneath?
There's 4 things to break inside of it.
Yeah, but are they all broken?
You see a lot of them on the road.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
I don't know who works on those or where you get parts or anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead yet.
Yeah.
Okay?
This is the Saab owner.
Yeah, exactly. Lastly, OG Toyota RAV4 2-door.
Oh, you can't do that, Dave.
Ian,
that would hurt my soul to see you in that.
What if we took that rally crossing? And what if I constantly had a wooden bowl of salad in it?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I would say that
FMK, Ian, those 3 cars.
I have a really irrational hatred for the RAV4.
Why?
I just said it was irrational.
Okay.
I've never driven one that I enjoy. It always feels very weird. The seating position is always odd. I've never driven that generation.
Okay. I
don't know. I've
ridden in that generation.
I've driven 2 generations after that.
Okay.
And then each newer one.
Okay.
But I don't know. It always feels very strange. It always feels like artificially high seating position.
Okay.
And it feels like it's got the weirdest driving position of any modern car I've ever driven.
Okay.
And like all the inputs are just really artificial feeling and bad, and I've never been in one that I liked.
Okay. All
So
right.
I've got to crush that.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
got to crush it.
Okay.
I think I'm going to say for a day the Subaru, and I'm going to say marry the
Suzuki? Really?
I think the Suzuki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think you need something funky.
Right.
It doesn't you can't have something boring
Right.
as your winner beater. It needs
Right.
to be something with some personality. I think that with a insane loud rap on it would be amazing. Your
Right.
neighbors would hate you. But it would be great.
Right.
That's what
Right.
you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it comes with roof rails.
Roof rails. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put some meat winter tires on it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Smash
think
cut to me Googling Suzuki SX4 lift kits.
yeah. Now, I think what you need to find is a Via Cross.
Oh, I forgot about the Via Cross. So
Because I think they're rare, but I don't think they're expensive.
I think
yet.
you're right. I think you're right. And they're weird as hell, and I love them.
Yeah.
I'm going to look for a Via Cross. I promise you I'll look for a Via Cross.
Please buy a Via Cross. Please buy a Via Cross, and we will do all the videos of it.
We will rally cross it. We will track day it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, this is what a Via Cross looks like.
It's so weird.
So weird and so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it has some of the worst rear visibility of any car ever made, as in it has none.
Yeah.
But Ian, remove the manual transmission kicker, and I don't know if you can get a Via Cross with a manual. Or
Oh,
not.
that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But remove the manual transmission kicker. What suddenly comes into the fray? Ian.
I don't know. I feel like you're going to tell me something crazy as a winner beater.
Subaru SVX.
Yeah, you could
How
do that.
fun of a winner beater
you
would
could
that
do
be?
that. You could also do the SV, and you could get that in a
manual, the
in
older
a manual,
SV.
the older SV,
Yeah.
and that had that flat 6.
Okay. Yeah, that's what the SVX has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's also an option. It doesn't
Yeah.
have the cool ass. It's definitely not as good looking as that.
right.
That is one of the other 4 cars that Subaru has made that's good looking.
Yeah. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah. Yeah, I love the SVX. Yeah. So I don't know. Operation Dave winner beater. Operation Dave needs
like
to be
it.
able to drive to his fantastic girlfriend's house in the winter. Yeah. What do you think? So, I don't know. Right?
Yeah, intriguing. I'm going to be sending you nonstop Craigslist. I'm getting no work done the rest of the week now. It's just going to be me sending you Craigslist ads.
Yeah, my girlfriend's just gonna get a text that's like, Ian and I are flying to Maine
We're driving back in a Via Cross.
to buy a $2,500 Isuzu. Then we're gonna spend $600 in gas to get back to Colorado. Yeah, and probably sacrifice friendship, body parts,
Marriage.
money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I love you, honey.
All right. So let's wrap it up. But
Okay.
before we do,
Okay.
we mentioned just a second ago that the
Yes. The ice racing is canceled.
the ice racing this weekend is canceled. So
Yes.
So I have a child on the way, and I am not going to get to do all of the racing that I'm going to get to do this year. So
Right.
To make up for that, I was going to do a full season of the ice racing
Yes.
up at Georgetown Lake. If they get enough snow or not snow, if they get enough ice on the lake by February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and you're in Colorado, go see them.
Yes, definitely do that.
Everybody is super friendly.
Yep. It's free to spectate.
It's free to spectate.
Free to ride along if
There
you'd like.
are no facilities to speak of.
Yeah.
There's like a bathroom or whatever.
Yeah, like what you'd find at like a park. Like
Right.
a park restroom. Yeah, so holes. Yeah.
Right. But so you got to bundle up, and you're
Yeah.
going to be standing on ice, so wear
Yeah.
thick shoes and socks and everything. But everyone's super nice. You can probably get ride-alongs if you ask nicely, especially if you go on the practice day on Friday.
Yep.
And it is spectacular, especially if you go for the Saturday classes, which are the bolts
Yes.
and the big spikes and everything. They are amazing machines, and it's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
And it's a cool place to meet people, and it's great. You should go.
So I have speaking of the ride-alongs real quick. I have driven a Corvette 40th anniversary edition,
Mm-hmm.
a Hellcat wide body.
Yeah.
Right. What are some of the other a 700 horsepower Nissan GTR?
Yeah. You did a Lotus.
A Lotus. Yeah. I would trade riding in the ice racing Jeep over driving all of those. That's how
Wow.
much fun it is.
It's a big statement.
It's insane. Your
It is
mind
crazy.
cannot comprehend how it all happens to work.
Right, because you're looking out over a
Uh-huh.
Jeep hood and your Jeep height off the ground, which
Yeah.
is the really crazy thing.
Yeah.
But you are experiencing, like, because they have the big bolts
Yeah.
or the big spike.
You ride in
can't-
the studs.
Yeah,
the
the
stud
studs.
guys. Yeah.
And the way that it changes direction and you can
Yeah.
feel the grip through your butt
Oh yeah.
in the
Yeah.
passenger seat
Yeah. Yeah.
is just, it's unlike anything else you've ever
There's
experienced.
all you do is giggle.
Yeah.
All you do,
Yeah.
because there's no way we're making that turn, and you're on the other side of it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
what you are looking at
Uh-huh.
and feeling in your face,
Yeah.
with the cold air and the snow spray and everything
Yeah.
else,
Yeah. And
is
the
saying-
insane engine noise.
yeah, and you're looking around and you're in this stripped out
Oh
Jeep
yeah. Yeah. A bucket of
with
a
a
vehicle.
huge V8 in it.
Yeah. And
And
a
you're like-
crazy parking brake.
They
Yeah.
had like 3
That-
parking brakes. Remember?
Yeah.
He
That
had, like, all
locks
that
a
staged.
wheel at a time. Yeah.
Crazy
Yeah.
setups,
So they could pivot around. Yeah.
and everything you see out front is ice and these insanely sharp turns, and you're like,
Uh-huh.
well, we're dying is what's
Right,
going to happen. We're going
right.
to skid off, and
Right.
then we're going to go over the dam that's 300 yards away, and we're dead.
Right. Right.
And then it
Right.
turns harder than any sports car you've ever been in.
Right.
It's crazy.
And the full bore acceleration on ice just
Great.
completely
It's
messes with you.
So great. And,
Yeah.
and it's super spectacular to watch.
Yeah.
And like I said, everyone's great. Unfortunately, like I said, they don't have enough ice yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's been unseasonably warm here in Colorado. So to make up for that, and this has actually come together as we've been recording, we are going to meet up this Sunday at 1 p.m.
That would be this Sunday,
That's a good point.
14th.
The 14th, Sunday, January 14th, at Unser Karting in Denver, the north location,
At 1 p.m.
at 1 p.m. So we'll be there. We're going to post it in with our gang, Ice Racing, and then I think some Colorado Cars and Coffee people will probably be there. And we'll post it wherever we have a presence, so that way if you don't make it to this point in the episode, because honestly, who does?
Right.
You'll still hear about it. So
Yep.
bring some friends.
Yeah.
RSVP, I'm going to create an event on the Facebook page that will already be up by the time you hear this. So RSVP there, so we can get a head count, and maybe we can get a full track rental or something going.
Yep.
I don't know. We're doing this by the seat of our pants,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if anything's worth doing, it's worth doing at the last possible moment.
You're exactly right. Come prove that you're faster than a podcast,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will bring what did we say we were going to
We will bring stickers and self-loathing.
That's my guy right there.
Hi.
Did we do car show?
We did car show. You know what we did? We fucking talked about some cars, man.
We did. We
Yeah.
did like 100% car show this time.
Yeah. We felt a lot of the emotions, a pretty broad spectrum of the emotions. I did, at least.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're just a vacuous husk.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Emotion. So this is something that humans do, right?
Yes, humans do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Ian,
Mm-hmm.
thanks for recording with me tonight.
Thanks for having me over.
Yeah. Ian, if somebody actually likes this and they want more of this, what should they do to
Have
find
their
this?
head examined, and then go to TeamClearCoat.com.
Yes.
And do all of that,
Yep.
and then
Rate and review us on iTunes. Tell a friend.
tell-
Hashtag if you were smarter than Ian, and if you knew the Hondas, all of those cars had Honda engines. Hashtag smarter than Ian.
and then hashtag cleared the low bar. Okay. Okay.
Oh, buddy. Okay.
Goodbye, everybody.
Okay.
We love you.
All right.
Come karting with us.
We love you.